Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Sports Zoo channel here, and honestly we got new lighting, got the jersey, so hopefully this is better because I realized that this lighting here was a little bit too distracting. I have two jerseys in the background, so I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of 20 sports, and all this is the sports that listed, and I'm gonna see if it's overrated, perfectly rated, or it's an underrated sport. Let's get to it. So honestly, guys, if you have any tips on how to improve content, comment down below. Any video ideas, comment down below. Like, subscribe, and please follow. I need those subscribers. I gotta get to 30. So soccer. I think soccer is a perfectly rated sport. It's very difficult because around the world, like, let's look here into the United States. Here, I would say it's underrated. But looking globally, I think it's perfectly rated. I think a lot of people say it's entertaining, which it is. I think, honestly, due to its popularity, it could be very overrated because of how much hype it gets. But honestly, I think a lot of people do say the truth that this sport's awesome. Basketball is underrated to a little bit perfectly rated. Now, why I say underrated is because, European countries play. And I feel like, and I have a little bit of feeling, that here in the United States is overrated. Here in the United States is overrated. But we're looking at the lens of the whole entire world. I think it's underrated. Because, the basketball culture of hip-hop, the fashion world, all combined with basketball. So it's awesome. Basketball has, in my opinion, one of the strongest cultures in all sports. Of all the 100 plus 90 countries in the world, basketball, in my opinion, has, like, the best, if not one of the best cultures. But I think that's why it's so underrated. Football, I think, honestly, it is very overrated to honestly underrated. And if I look in the lens of perspective, globally wise, like I've been saying, the theme of this video is because football, we already have rugby in the entire world. Football is only in America. So the whole thing, like, I'm not going to put it at underrated because you already have something that's even considered even more physical, crazy, radical, which is rugby. So football is like, maybe it is a little bit underrated. But it's just difficult because the whole world is used to rugby. You're going to come introduce football. Like, maybe I guess it's underrated due to I might actually even going to say underrated. But it's difficult. It's very hard because you're looking at a perspective of the entire world. So it's very hard to even, get that perspective. But I don't know. I hope you guys, I don't know. Let's go back to football. Hockey. I think hockey, no matter what you say, is the most underrated sport. I think I think soccer fans will enjoy hockey. It has a little bit more physicality attached to it. It has the thing that I like the most that basketball doesn't have is when you score, you feel that happiness. Because in basketball, you score 24/7, it gets boring. 3-pointers got boring. So there's not really hype to basketball anymore, quote unquote. Because hockey, score one, awesome. So that's it. Baseball, the most overrated sport. I don't get the hype over baseball. Right? My friends went to a Yankees game yesterday, right? And my friend took a picture. We love baseball. My guy looked bored out of his mind. Looked like he doesn't want to be there. Looked like he just wanted to leave. He was literally standing like this. Bored out of his mind. Could see, like, the hairline and everything because his hair was all messed up. Probably how bored he was. Honestly, horrible. Overrated. Baseball, definitely overrated. 100%. I don't get the hype. For worldwide even. I hate it. I think it's... should exist, yeah, but I'm just saying I think sports should play. Tennis is, I think, a perfectly rated sport. A lot of people are saying how bad it is and how, like, oh my god, actually going to put it, like, how bad it is, like, oh my god, it's awful, blah, 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 blah. But, like, I've been there, I've sat through a 3-hour game. I know it sucks, but it's so entertaining. Because truly anything can happen. The French Open that happened a couple weeks ago, like last month, was a surprise. Every single major player lost. Taking the World Cup, every single nation, big nation like England, Croatia, France, Brazil, even, like, let's say, like, loses in the first couple rounds, round of 32, round of 16, and now all the small nations have a chance to win. That's basically what happened. So I think it's a very underrated sport. Honestly, golf, it's difficult. I really want to change this because I feel like in this list there's so many underrated sports. I don't like this list, man. I think football, I just look at football and my heart goes to overrated. I don't get the hype for football that much because we already have rugby. So I'm going to put it overrated. That's perfect, I think. Because when you think of football, you already have rugby. So that's it. Golf, honestly, is a little bit overrated. I think, My friend who I played golf twice, and I have a friend of mine who plays for the varsity team for golf. He is a very good golfer, and he told me, for you to actually enjoy and be really good, to like actually have fun in the sport, it takes 2 years. I played 2 days and I was awful. Did I still have fun? Yes, but like at the end of it was very frustrating because then like I suck so much that like what's even the point? So it's a very hard sport for you to actually like get good and actually have fun. Like for example, it's like, I'm gonna give an example. Basketball. You might suck, but it's funny. It's fun sucking at basketball because you can't shoot. Somehow you make it. You can shoot in the score, shoot the rim. You can do an easy layup. You can dribble a tiny bit. If you're athletic enough, I think you'll be mediocre to actually have fun in basketball. But golf, you need this whole technique. Athleticism doesn't really convert to golf because it's like so how consistent the movements are. So I think I'm gonna put golf overrated because I don't know if I should put it overrated or underrated because a lot of people look at golf and be like. Some people don't even think golf is a sport, by the way. A lot of people think it's just a hobby, which I personally disagree with. But I'm going to put it at overrated, but we're going to go back to that later. And I'm going to repeat what I said. I think it's overrated because a lot of people say how fun it is, but it takes so long for it to actually get good. Like, what's the point of even trying? But I think it's a sport that I personally like and enjoy, and it should get a little bit more attention. So maybe I might move it to underrated. We're not sure. Volleyball, definitely underrated. I think volleyball, a lot of people don't think the sport is mostly for women more than men. But honestly, volleyball is a very tough sport. Like for edits, I think it's a hard sport. I played volleyball for a year. I had troubles with. I had so much fun playing it. It's an awesome sport. Definitely a sport that should get more attention. It's worldwide. Even though it has a lot of attention worldwide, I think it should just get more and be talked about more than like let's say basketball, soccer. Rugby, honestly, I think is a perfectly rated sport. I think it should get a little bit more attention, but honestly, I think rugby is a perfectly rated sport because people talk about it a lot in the countries that are in the Six Nations, and also outside like Africa, these countries are very good. Semi-South, I think everywhere besides the United States, you have a little bit of rugby attention. So honestly, I think that is really cool. I don't know. That's the problem because I'm looking at this list and I just don't know. I don't know, man. But I think because I don't want to put everything underrated because these sports, like you think about it, like not everyone plays, but I think that I think it's a sport that people like. You say it's physical, it's fast, and that's what you get. When people describe rugby to you, it's exactly what you get. Because like football, people say it's physical, it's a moving game, but like there's like 90% of them are stops. The physicality is like 2 seconds long, but rugby is like so on. But I think it's perfectly rated to a little bit of the underrated. Cricket, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to that. Formula One, I'm gonna put it a little bit overrated. I am a Formula One fan myself, and I think that Formula One. I don't know, man. I've watched races. I get bored so easily. I mean, for me, the most entertaining parts of a race is the start, the 10 first laps, and the 10 last laps. And the middle is so boring. Because, you want to watch your favorite driver, but the TV screen is focused on the first race. Or focused on, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really focus. And if you want to watch your race, your favorite driver, he's probably there behind and, trying to overtake. Can't really overtake, box. And then all of a sudden, you see all the sucky drivers go first, and then 2 seconds later, they're back to last. So, I don't know. Not much to that. And getting into that motor side, I think NASCAR is also very, very overrated. Go around in circles. Awesome crashes. Or crashing is not fun. It's not awesome crashes, but it's crashes that you're like, wow, this is entertaining. But other than that, I think what's saving NASCAR is the crashes. Because generally, if there's no crazy ass crashes and the car's flipping, there's nothing to it. NASCAR is a very overrated sport. Track and field also very overrated. The Olympic hype for track is insane because of Usain Bolt, the records, whatever. It's also insane seeing a human being able to get a speeding ticket going over 25 miles an hour on a school zone. But, dude, it's 2 seconds. Okay, I went to Paris 2024 Olympics, and I met with we sat in a restaurant, and the guy next to us was trying to sell us tickets, and we're talking stuff, and he was like, yeah, track and field, it was awful, because you sit there, you see a race for 2 seconds, and you call it a day. So he hated it, and I 100% agree with that view. So now, badminton, ping pong, both table tennis, two extremely overrated sports. I think that they should get more attention, and the reason is because, dude, it's fun. It's fun, especially in the Olympic time. It's fun watching these two sports. And I'm saying, like, because when it's Olympics, I think when it's Olympic time, these two are perfectly rated. But Olympics happen every 4 years, so it's rare. It's hard, right? But besides that, no one talks about table tennis. No one talks about badminton. I think it's a sport that people should get more attached and watch to it. Like tennis. I might even move tennis a perfectly rated sport. I think a lot of people hate it. I think people love it, but I think it's perfectly rated. It's a good sport, and you need patience to it. So I'm going to move it at that. So we have the hard sport. I think swimming is a little bit, I don't know. This is like where it gets hard. But I'm going to put lacrosse as underrated. I feel like it's a sport that should get more attention worldwide instead of just here in the United States. And even here in the United States, it's not that popular. Because when you think the major sports of the United States, you think of baseball, basketball, hockey, ice hockey, NFL. So ice hockey, football, basketball, and hockey. You don't think of lacrosse. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But usually, that's what you think of. And soccer is an uprising. Soccer already passed lacrosse. Lacrosse down in the 6th spot. Because soccer's like that 5th. So I think it's a little bit underrated. I played a little bit, like just on my own. I thought it was awesome. Cycling. I think cycling races is like, I never watched goddamn like cycling race before. But I think it's the same reason as NASCAR. Like if you've seen the crashes, it's like kind of sad, but I don't know. I'm going to keep it because it's like they go in a race and it's like a whole team strategy thing. Boxing, MMA, cricket, and I think cricket honestly is a perfect rated sport. Like, there's a lot of hitting, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of running. I haven't, like, again, don't come at me and be like, cricket is the worst sport I've ever seen. I never watched cricket in my single life, and on top of that too, like, just thinking about it, I know a friend who does cricket. It looks more entertaining than baseball, at least. More points, more action. Fast, you hit, like, I don't know, because the thing is this, I'm biased because I dislike baseball, but then I can't put cricket, that's what I'm saying, because I can't put cricket, a sport that's similar to baseball, perfectly rated, but then baseball overrated, but I think baseball is overrated, but I don't have cricket because I never watched cricket, so I don't know where to put cricket. I guess I'll put it overrated just to be equal and fair. I can't. I have to be fair. Last down to the 3 sports here. So if you're watching this so far, subscribe, like, and honestly go check out all the other videos in my Instagram accounts and stuff like that. This is water, not beer. Drinking water. Liquid Death. You can check them out. Sponsor me, please. I think swimming is a little bit... I think I might have to change some of this. I think, again, I've never watched boxing or MMA before. I'm honestly too... It makes me uncomfortable watching these guys like basically kill themselves and punch themselves over and over again. Don't know why. Don't ask me questions. But honestly, I think boxing is perfectly rated. But I think it gets the respect that it should be. I think it has like a little unique fan base. I think like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it because like you'll have people like me who don't really enjoy that type of violence and like boxing, but like the tough pictures, and I think I 100% respect the people who do practice boxing for fun and do professional boxing. I think boxing is something that's perfect because I think you have your own little fan base. I think it's a sport that a lot of people don't do and don't practice, but I think there's a majority of people who also do practice and do stuff. So I think I don't know, I just have a vibe that boxing gets respect. Like, for example, my friend of mine who loves football, never heard him talk about football, boxing, but started talking about it since the UFC fight at the White House. So I feel like it gets the respect. So this is MMA fighting. I don't know. I guess the same. I think the same reasoning, same kind of rationale here. I think it has its own little popular group and stuff. So I think swimming goes into underrated. All right, so let's review top to bottom. Baseball overrated, I think, in cricket. I think the reason for baseball, it's a slow moving game. I don't know why people love it so freaking much. Football is, the Americans hype it. Oh my God, I love it. I love so much. Oh my God, football, awesome. But at the end of the day, it is just a slower version of rugby and a more safer version of rugby. Golfing, I think it's overrated because a lot of people say it's awesome, it's a good sport, but it's hard to actually go there and play and have fun with your friends. But I also saw a video a couple days ago, literally today, this morning, of a guy like, let's golf. The guy never touched the golf club and had a lot of fun. So I guess I could say it's a little bit underrated, but I'm going to say overrated because a lot of people are like, golf is awesome, golf is amazing, but like, whatever. to watch, it's also like extremely boring. Besides the Masters, I love watching the Masters. Besides that, it's like, what are you even doing? NASCAR and Formula One, I think a lot of people hype it a little bit too much. Say it's awesome, but it's really not. Cycling and track, same reasoning. Track, a lot of people say it's awesome, especially in Olympic times, but is it really that awesome? Nope. Soccer's vertically rated. I think maybe I'm being biased here for being a soccer fan. I don't really even know, dude, because the community is so big. You don't know where to stand. Like, I think soccer's a perfectly rated sport. I think it could be overrated. I personally think soccer could be an overrated sport. That's what I'm saying. I think it could be an overrated sport because it's how big, because of how big it is, and how people say it's like amazing. Like, I watched like a World Cup game, Mexico South Korea, boring ass set first half, but then in a mediocre second half. You know, it's a miss. It's same thing with all sports. It's a hit or miss. But I think soccer could be a little bit overrated. I think people hype it too much than it should be. Then rugby, tennis, boxing, MMA. I think those 4 sports are perfectly rated. I think tennis could be a little bit underrated, but I think it gets its fair shares of fans. Rugby, I think it's perfectly rated. People love it. People dislike it. Same thing with the reason of MMA and boxing. Underrated sports, hockey. Awesome sport, by the way. Basketball, I think, is a little bit underrated worldwide. I think it's a sport that should get more respect worldwide and, like, should be played more and practiced more. Volleyball, same reasoning. In Brazil, like, basketball is growing in Brazil a lot. Volleyball is a big sport in Brazil, so I don't... but worldwide, I don't think that's that much. Badminton, ping pong, I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Really, like, it's another version of tennis. It's a fun version of tennis. It's a quicker game, I think, of tennis. I think because tennis, like, usually is 3 hours, 2 hours long, and I think these games are shorter. Lacrosse and swimming, I think, for the same reasoning. The Olympic sports usually are very underrated to watch. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Kind of a different video. Comment down below if I should do something else. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.